Hi guys, we're Intuiplan, and we make multi-location businesses more profitable by helping their employees know what, when, and how to do their jobs. You see, it all started 3 years ago. On New Year's Eve, while you all were out searching for your midnight kiss, we were actually stuck mopping up ice cream. Why, you ask? Well, our business partner and friend Josh owns the Orem Baskin-Robbins, and his freezer broke. Inside that freezer was $10,000 worth of mushy ice cream, which all could have been saved if we had access to the information that we needed. You see, because his employees were writing down the temperatures, which they were logging diligently every hour on paper, we didn't have access to the information, and the ice cream looked like this. Also, we suffered a lot of problems with misprinted recipe cards and other materials, and when we called Baskin-Robbins corporate to ask them to send us new ones, they said that we had to live with it because it would cost them over $60,000 to reprint and redistribute all these materials. We've also had problems with our employees and managers not having the information they need. Our employees don't know what they need to do, and we have a general lack of accountability. This translates into a loss of thousands of dollars. Now, paper systems for our franchisee have cost us a lot of money, and we started off with the assumption that there are other businesses who feel this same pain.
So first, we went straight to the business model canvas to identify and organize our assumptions. Our first assumption was that, other franchises like us were feeling the pain of losing lots of money to these disorganized paper systems. To test this, we went out and interviewed 25 business owners and managers. And we found out that, they are still using paper-based systems, and they're hard to use, they're not reliable, these people aren't satisfied with them, and it's losing them money. In our conversations with these customers, you can see clearly that they had a great frustration and pain. I mean, look what the Domino's manager said to us. I'd rather burn our paper system than use it. A little dramatic, but we got lots of responses like that. And so our customers validated that this was a pain that franchises were feeling. But it gets better than that. We were excited to learn that not just franchise restaurants were feeling this pain, but all the multi-location businesses beyond just franchises were also feeling this pain, which meant that suddenly, instead of just being a $100 million pain, this was a multi-billion-dollar pain that we had found. And so with this exciting discovery, we took the lessons we had learned, and we took our next assumption as being, well, maybe we can make a software product that will be flexible enough to meet these needs and solve this problem for these businesses. So we rapidly built a minimum viable product with the 5 modules that we felt our customers needed or to solve their needs based on what they had told us in our previous interactions. We took this out to our customers in order to validate this solution and talked to 75 different business owners. And it turns out we had missed something. They did not feel enough pain to adopt and pay for the time clock and scheduling systems that we'd built. This was surprising to us, but they'd spoken. So we immediately pivoted, and we dropped the time clock and scheduling systems, took this simplified product back to our customers, and they loved it. Not only that, but the barriers were down, and so they opened up to us more and told us about another huge pain that they were feeling, and that is that their employees were not doing their tasks on time. And so we worked directly with our customers this time to build a checklist module that would meet their needs. We took this back to our customers, this simplified and refined product, and the validation and the feedback was overwhelmingly positive.
We learned a crucial lesson from this experience. We spent valuable time and resources programming 2 modules that customers were not willing to pay for. We learned that it is important to not only validate the usefulness of our product, but also that our customers' pain was deep enough to pay for and adopt each of our features. We vowed never to again create any new features without this type of validation. Now, to take our MVP and turn it into a market real solution, we took our product and for the past year have been testing it in a wide variety of businesses. And since then, we have logged over 31,000 real employee interactions. And during this time, we have focused on being responsive to our customers' feedback and refining our feature set so that it works for all multi-location businesses, straight out of the box, and it works. Just looking at our customers' feedback, you can see how super excited they are, to the point where I can't read this to you at BYU, but that's okay. We then again, using the business model canvas, created assumptions for our revenue streams and also our go-to-market strategy. Our first assumption with our revenue streams was using a SaaS model. To test this, we used price points of $30, $50, and $80, and we talked with over 100 of our customers to see what they thought. And the majority of them said they would be willing to pay over $50 a month for Intuiplan. We've also been speaking with Doug Ducey, the founder of Cold Stone Creamery, who has helped us validate our go-to-market strategy. He said we will be successful if we use a bottom-up, top-down approach in which we will partner with national advisory, or our national brand advisory boards, who are the most influential franchisees of every brand. So what they would do is they would show corporate the value of Intuiplan, push it up to them, and then corporate will push Intuiplan down to the rest of their franchisees for us. We've also been able to validate our go-to-market strategy with making partnerships and getting mentoring with top executives from the following companies who have had highly relevant experiences in our field. Now, the proof is in the pudding. Next week, we will do our first scheduled installations for our first revenue-generating agreements, one of which is Abundant Brands, who owns 16 Subways, and also Frazzle, who wants it on 600 of their devices for their sales reps in over 30 different countries.
Now, 3 years ago, on New Year's Eve, we were stuck in that Baskin-Robbins cleaning up ice cream. The business model canvas has helped us to transform our pain into a multi-billion-dollar business opportunity. Through 3 years of market and product validation, we have arrived at a solution that is low cost and high value and also solves the pain for a wide variety of businesses. And you know what? Intuiplan works. We recently had a manager using Intuiplan tell us that their employees are now fighting to clean the bathrooms. Who does that? We also had a call on the way over here from someone who caught drift of it. Her name is Carolyn Krogh. She owns 8 McDonald's in the area. We have a voicemail from her we need to get back to. But we've been generating a lot of excitement and demoing our product to all these different people. Now, transitioning from a paper-based system to Intuiplan is a lot like upgrading your commuter from a horse and buggy to a fighter jet. In short, Intuiplan upgrades multi-location businesses to the 21st century. Thank you.
Those 31,000 employee interactions, how many people does that represent?
Well, there's one place where we had Intuiplan that has over 400 employees that were using Intuiplan on a daily basis. We have, that was actually a farming operation. We have another car dealership, which I'm not sure how many employees they have. Approximately 50 employees.
Okay.
We've been testing it daily in the Baskin-Robbins where we developed the software where there's maybe 30 or so employees. So there's more.
Hardware
there's
store.
a lot of different employees.
Yeah.
Okay. And have you done anything to test barriers to entry or other issues?
Yes, we actually have a slide for that. It wasn't part of the business model canvas directly, we thought, but we also thought it was relevant, so we prepared.
That's a risk you
question.
face. Yeah.
One barrier to entry that we've identified is the development. We've spent a lot of time on the software, and I think, Dr. Little, you could understand that very well, that this is something we think that would take hundreds of thousands of dollars and many months to replicate, even if it was just a reverse engineer of what we were doing. We've also worked with, we have this system of subscribing and flowing information that's on the server that we think is, that we've identified with IP attorneys that is uniquely different, that we are working to patent and help protect that.
And along with that, you know, with Josh and us being directly involved in franchise operations day to day, we have an in on the industry, which others do, but that is quite an advantage for us to really know how these things work inside and out.
There are corporate solutions out there, but they're developed by corporate, and we, having used them, and other people we've talked to having used them, they're not working. And the difference is that we spent every day developing this on location. The Baskin-Robbins constantly switching out iPads to the employees on a daily basis for years.
More broadly, my question is, you've tested very carefully the product issues. You know, the risk of if my product isn't what the customer wants, then I'm not going to be able to sell it. But what other risks do you face that could kill your business? And What have you done to try to test those?
I think the biggest risk is data loss. Unfortunately, we've done two things to prevent that. One, getting away from the time clock was a huge thing for us. There's a lot less liability when you're not doing the money that goes out to these employees. So that was one big thing that helped us. This is obviously business crucial, or operation critical type of stuff, like the freezer, but we're doing it better.
So also on the market side of that, with competitors and maybe even internal corporate solutions, which we've run into, we've been out talking to these people in the operations, and the people who are using, we haven't found a single person who has actually been satisfied with corporate solutions, for one. We've searched all over, all the time, looking for other competitors who do what we're doing, and our customers have told us. I think we had some quotes up there that they've been looking for years for something like this. And so at this point, we are first to market with this, really pushing forward. So
my question goes more towards the process. What I heard was we saw this problem, then we built a product and we took it back out to see if other people had the same perspective. Is that correct?
We first talked to them before building the product, and then it's been a constant iterative, this is a summary, but it's been constant build, get out, build, get out, build, get out, build, get out over the whole length of the time. The software is actually more like 1.5 years, 2 years, but it's 3 years since we identified the problem, started on Google Docs, Excel, other things, and then transitioned to this.